Here we are on the road headed to Schaumburg, Illinois. My first time at the Pinball Expo, and Stern Pinball was kind enough to invite me to their HQ. Look at the size of this lobby. They have most of their wonderful pinball titles on display, ready to play. Check out this gorgeous mural stretching the length of the ceiling. Just massive works of art on display. But this is not why we're here. We are here for a special VIP factory tour to see where the pinballs are made. Let's check it out.
As you can see, there's a lot of people here putting these things together. As I like to say, it takes a village. And with pinball, it's a pretty big village because every pinball machine has 3,500 parts in it. Every part is critical. Would you drive a car missing one tire or one lug nut? I don't think so. So with pinball, every single part is critical to complete and manufacture and ship these things all over the world. Over here to the left, this is our incoming inspection department. So we get, parts in from various vendors, and this team is dedicated to testing, measuring, you name it, whatever the parameter is. They want to check to make sure everything is good, because good in equals good out. So you'll see these little orange labels. That says rejects. They've found all of these parts that they are shipping back to our vendors because it didn't measure right, something was off. And that is not going to go in a game because good in equals good out. And if it passes inspection, then it goes into our main stock room. So you can see those, it's like Indiana Jones warehouse. But yeah. Every single playfield that our company has ever produced, so going back to Data East, Sega, you name it, every playfield has gone into this press. And what it does is it's a punch press. I like to say it creates little starter holes. So if you've ever seen like furniture or whatever and how you're gonna screw in like a bolt, they know exactly where they're gonna be putting the screw because, again, every playfield has a different layout. So they're gonna have different places that they're gonna be drilling or putting in screws. They'll change the plate out. They'll take the playfield out, put it into this punch press, and then puts the little starter holes, and then this is personally my favorite part of the tour, the cable department, because there's a lot of tribal knowledge. I mean, just look to the left. This gives me anxiety because it is the world's largest friendship bracelet. But there is a method to the madness of how all these spools and everything is kind of put together, and it magically works. I mean, this is the brains, the guts of a pinball machine. You walk up, you hit start, you take for granted that under the hood there's a quarter mile of wire, and these things just magically work perfect. But under the hood, I mean, you see all this components that drive all the flippers, the lights, the LCD display. And then we got like our soldering station here with proper ventilation. So this is where they can start putting those wires onto the components. That quarter mile of wire won't solder itself. So a well-oiled machine putting these things together. On this side is where we've got the playfield assembly on the top and bottom. And then what's kind of cool is I mentioned that there's 3,500 parts in every pinball machine. On the other side, on that inner part, that's sub-assembly. Whether they're putting the back panel, cutting out plastics, putting wires on the ramps, they're kind of doing like the sub-assembly before passing it over to the main playfield assembly. So like I said, every station kind of serves the purpose of what they're doing as this thing gets kind of shifted down the line. Here we got our cabinet assembly, so they're going to be applying decals. So this is a really cool thing, and I don't understand the science behind it, but in the automotive industry, it's called a wet process. So we might not be able to see it if they don't have the decals ready yet. But they apply a solution and they, line up the decal, and then they use a squeegee to remove the moisture, and then they let it sit and dries perfectly. I don't know the science behind it, but it works. You can see a few of the Metallica remastered cabinets getting prepped. We've we've got our playfield assembly here. So after the playfields get populated, again, checks and balances. We want to make sure that they're working properly. So over here, we've got what's called a rotisserie, and they're hooked up to these testing stations where they're able to go through and just check every switch, coil, drop target, you name it. Maybe they need to reseat a connector. Then they get married to their cabinet, which is their final resting place. And then on the other side, we've got final testing, where it is real world application of testing the playfield in the machine that it's gonna live in, hopefully forever. You know, we're a global product, and that's actually distribution that we have all over the world. So we have our tentacles all over the world introducing pinball. Not Antarctica yet, but we will get there. Like I said, it takes a village to put these things together. That's essentially the factory in a nutshell.
I'm in Chicago and I'm loving it. We've got more videos coming from the Chicago Pinball Expo, so keep your eyes out on the channel. And also, if you want to keep the pinballs rolling, please head over to patreon.com/easyallies and become a supporting member. The dollars you donate today will lead to the multi-balls of the future.